Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here at Pendulum Friday. Okay, so you're at Soulprint. A couple things. If you did not get a chance to take a look at the astrology, political astrology video that came out on Tuesday with Kathy Beale, you might want to go back and take a look at that. One of the things that she said was that the full moon, which is the 17th, so I'm recording this actually on the 17th of October, things were going to go on that were kind of going to come back at him in January and March. Now he's in for a really, really rough run of it, astrologically, from what I can understand. So interesting that yesterday, so Wednesday night, Rachel Maddow was on Chris's show, and she was breaking a story about the fact that apparently um, there was another hush money attempt with Stormy Daniels. So they were in negotiations to sort of settle the amount that she was going to pay him because she apparently somehow ended up responsible for legal bills connected to a defamation case. Okay. So they're negotiating, and then Trump's lawyers come back and say, okay, well, we're willing to reduce the amount that she owes if she will sign a non-disclosure and not say ever again that Trump is unfit for office. It's like they don't learn. And these are lawyers. I mean, have other lawyers not gotten in trouble? And yet the current one seemed to just keep doing the same things. I don't know how that's going to blow up or not blow up, but really, really interesting. So if you did not get a chance to look at the astrology that was on this channel on Tuesday, or if you did, I encourage you to just hop over to Professional Aquarian. It's on YouTube here. She just put out like a short little update video early Thursday morning, just sort of updating the situation as a result. So take a peek at that if you wish. Let us get cracking with questions. I'm going to drag out my pendulum. So I'm really organized today. Maybe it had something to do with that full moon. All right. Here we go. For anybody who's new here, welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy the Soulprint community. Let me just explain how this pendulum works. All right. So when the pendulum is ready to talk and I am protected, it swings side to side like that. Show me yes. It goes back and forth in pendulum. Show me no. And round is no. You will see that there's slight vibration in my hand. That's because I think most of all, I mean, it's the momentum of the pendulum, but because it's so short that it seems to be more noticeable. It would serve me not at all to manipulate the pendulum to create answers that I think somebody would like. Okay, so just so you know. A majority of the U.S. is in drought. Will that situation improve before the end of the year? Looks like a no. Sorry about that. Okay. Did the Fox interview with Kamala Harris with Brent Bayer change any minds? So these would be Fox viewers who would have watched that interview. Let's see. Were people impressed? Did any of them think, oh, wait a minute, this is not what I thought she would be? Maybe I'll think again. Maybe my mind is changing. Was there any of that kind of energy going on? Yes, there was. That was pretty amazing, boy. And she sure put him in his place. I mean, she was not putting up with his crap. And this is the thing, right? If anybody had dared to throw such attitude and questions at Trump, his head would have imploded because, there was this sort of town hall with a bunch of Republican women who were, all in awe of him and clapping their hands all over the place. But nothing of any consequence got said. Also, let's just take a moment to think about the 30 minutes he spent swaying on stage at what was supposed to be a town hall. Just swaying for 29 minutes, 39 minutes, I think it is. So this is the thing. There are more, and there are going to be more and more public displays of just things that you cannot ignore, okay? You cannot have a political candidate that stands on a stage and just sways. I mean, this is giving you an indicator that he is not well, and I suspect that it's getting to the point where even the campaign are really struggling to try to figure out what to do with this, because the deterioration of his cognitive skills and his mental faculties appear to be significant. All right. Did Colin Allred's, apparently it was a great debate, strong debate performance against Ted Cruz swing voters for Allred? Yes, that's a strong yes, too. Based on the energy today, will Colin Allred be sworn in as Senator of Texas in the 2025 new Congress? Yes. Went flying. All right, so we're going to double check that. Ask the question this way. Will Ted Cruz be sworn in as Senator of Texas in the 2025 new Congress? No. That, honestly, wouldn't it be nice to just get rid of Ted Cruz? He's such an ass. All right. Will Democrats keep the Senate in 2025? Yes. Will there be big surprises and upsets in the Senate with Democrats winning seats that were considered or categorized as Republican or leaning Republican? Or are there going to be some flipped seats that are a surprise, flipped towards Democrats? And that's also a yes. Will we ever find out the real reason Trump is submissive to Putin? Okay. So for those of you who don't know, when the pendulum goes still like that, it means one of two things. Either there is not an answer right now, and sometimes it goes still when the question boils down to just something that isn't any of, your business. So I think right now it's sort of like a broad ranging, will we ever find out? I imagine these guys are no longer walking the earth. There might be somebody says something, but certainly if we're looking for something sooner rather than later, it doesn't look like it. Where did I go? Okay. Will Harris win the popular vote? Yes. If somehow the presidential race becomes Kamala versus JD Vance, will Kamala still win? Yes. Are a significant number of Republicans voting early for Harris? Okay, so you can see it's a small yes. So I'm not sure that we're going to go with significant, I guess, based on whatever the universe seems to think significant is. Will Arizona Vote blue. Okay, right now that's a small no. So you've got, what is it? Just slightly less than 3 weeks to change that. Ohio has more than 5 million unaffiliated voters, way more than Dems or Republicans. Will they vote primarily Republican in this coming election? No. Will they vote primarily Democrat? Yes. Will the Supreme Court end up deciding the 2024 election? No. And let's stop worrying about that, okay? Like, the time is we're getting to a place where we all have to be really, really mindful of keeping our thoughts positive and not getting anxious over, well, what if this or what if that? And especially because it's going to get crazier from now until election day. It's not going to settle down. It's going to get worse. The Republicans are going to say even stupider things. Trump's going to even be doing dumber things. There's going to be a lot of, oh my God, this is a disaster. There's going to be a lot of fear mongering. There's going to be, bloodshed on the streets if Trump doesn't win. Just blow it away. It's not valid. It's not real. And it's not doing anybody any good, most especially you. If it is getting you upset and your blood pressure is going up and you're stressed out, just blow it away. Go do something to distract yourself. Will Congress fix the shortfall in Social Security by 2034? Our benefits will be slashed by 20% or more. I'm concerned that if a Republican wins in 2032, assuming they keep kicking the can down the road and they refuse to fix the shortfall. Okay, so let's just, will Congress, by, 10 years from now, within the next 10 years, will they be able to fix the Social Security shortfall? It's a yes. Will 45 openly threaten to harm Harris or Waltz that causes an increase of security and protection? Okay, let's break that down. Is Trump or any of his staunch supporters going to openly threaten Harris Waltz? Okay, that's a little yes. Is that going to create a situation where there is increased security and protection? And that's a yes. For any of you who watch #Resistance Live, if you don't, check it out. It's a really amazing podcast that gets released every morning, Monday to Friday. But she makes a really good point, and I'm just going to repeat the point, which is for those of you who are really concerned that there's going to be some sort of a replay in 2024 of what we saw in 2020. Remember this. Trump is not in the office. Biden is office. Biden has the people he needs in the FBI, in Homeland Security, in all of, the alphabet organizations. Biden is in charge of the National Guard. So a lot of kind of the crazy was just because it was Trump. And I'm not saying that, I'm not dismissing out of hand that his supporters might do something. Hell, he might do something. But what I'm saying is it's not going to be allowed to spiral because It's not Trump sycophants that are in office, or the few people that were still in office who were doing their level best to push back against Trump and the insanity. So take that into consideration, right? It's not going to be a replay. And you need to keep telling yourself that, because that energy was then, and that energy is not coming forward into now. Okay? Is 45 going to threaten self-harm to motivate his base to react in a destructive manner? Wow. Okay. In part because it's the same reason that, for example, Trump will never let his lawyers argue diminished capacity at a trial. He will die before, literally, before he lets somebody say anything that takes away from that strong man, smarter than everybody in the universe image. Okay. Um, are the MAGA Congress supporters, the 45, going to delay swearing in of the newly elected Congress members to cause fear and distress in the American people? That's a no. Okay, and if they try, it feels like it's going to be scattered and not very organized. Again, remember, January 5th or 6th, whenever that swearing in happens, or that calculating of the electoral votes or confirming them, who's president of the Senate? Kamala Harris, because the vice president is the president of the Senate. So again, it's another situation where there's just not going to be repeats of the kind of insanity that happened in 2020. Are Donald Trump's mental health problems serious and progressing? Yes. Are his physical health problems serious? Yes. Is Biden in good health? Yes. And what I'm hearing is that he's certainly in better health now than he was in June and July. He was so depleted of energy then. So just the fact that he's not running a campaign, and the fact that he's able to focus on things that are really important that he wants to get done before he leaves office. Energetically, he looks okay. Is Biden okay with having to abandon his campaign for the presidency? Okay, yes. What I'm hearing is he's disappointed, but he views it as the best right choice for him to make given the circumstances. Does he hold grudges? Okay, no. Specifically against Nancy Pelosi or George Clooney? Looks like he's a little bit miffed at George Clooney again. I don't know that I would go so far as to call it a grudge, but will the death penalty ever be outlawed in the United States? Yes. Okay. Those are the questions from this week. One question that I'm going to ask. I was watching Ari Melber, I think it was earlier this week, or last week. Could have been last week. And he has a guest on there. I think his name is Chaz. Very, very knowledgeable about politics, what's going on, that kind of thing. And he made a statement, I have to say, that actually kind of scared me. He said if Trump is not able to be president, if they have to replace Trump somehow, um, it's possible that somebody that they might be looking to, because JD Vance, and no one likes him, okay, so this is not a great situation, although God knows he's in bed with Project 2025. But you know who he sort of said? Kitty cat, please don't break my chair. um, was Tucker Carlson. Can you imagine? He would be, the MAGA people would accept him far, far faster than pretty much anybody else. So let's ask this question. At this point, is it likely that Tucker Carlson may end up entering U.S. politics in any capacity in the next 4 8 years? No. Okay. And what I'm hearing is the vetting process would be kind of hard on him. Okay. That's what I know. It's Friday. What are you going to do? You're going to do something nice for yourself. You're going to do something nice for somebody else. You're going to breathe deep. You are not going to let the crazy get you crazy, because no good is accomplished from that. I will be next week, I'm almost positive, going to be releasing videos. For those of you who have been around for a long time, you know that we did this for the 2020 election, right? Where we were sending protection to, Biden, to the government offices, to individual races across the country. We're going to be doing that again. It is like a guided meditation, but you can do it whenever, all right? You don't all have to do it at once in order for it to be effective. You can do it once, you can do it 100 times, you can do it at 2 o'clock one day and 7 o'clock the next day. It doesn't matter. Why? Because we know like energy automatically goes to like energy. So it'll get released sometimes next week. And when you come across it, if you have like 15 or 20 minutes, that's usually about how long they take, and you want to do it, please feel free. Do not do it while you're trying to do anything else, okay? You can't drive a car. You can't listen to it while you're, vacuuming. You need to take that 15 or 20 minutes and be still and just sort of follow along with the guided meditation. All right. Thank you so much for being here. My subscriber numbers are going up really fast. So all of the new subscribers, thank you so much. And for my established subscribers, please double check to make sure that you are subscribed and that you have hit the notification bell. Because sometimes it just kind of vanishes, like your subscription vanishes or the notification bell doesn't stay on. So you want to make it just a minute to check that. And the other thing that you're going to check, I know you're running out of time, but if you still have time where you live to double, triple check your voting registration, do so. All right, I'm out of here. Enjoy your weekend. And I will look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, take care and be well. Bye for now.